Hey guys, I'm going to try to make my armature to start. So, for my picture, I have my bunny, penguin, cat, crab, bunny craziness. I know I'm going to need 2 circles for the head and the body, probably 2 circles for the claws, and some wires for the feet and the arms for supports, as well as these parts on the top. So to start, I'm going to take some paper, any paper that I have, and kind of create like a snowball shape. And I'm using masking tape just because it's cheap and easy. I'm going to take a big piece. I'm going to go set this on my desk. Hold this ball shape. And gently, without like taking too much of the shape out, I'm going to go around with my tape, please. So I have one kind of shape for the ball. I have a lot of stuff coming out from the back, so I like to do kind of like a cross shape on it. So there's where I put my tape. I'm gonna try to do it across the middle here to hold these loose pieces down, and that will be my head shape. Now I'm gonna get more newspaper, and I'm gonna make the body. Now for the body, I want it to be a little bit bigger, so I'm not going to compress it as much. I might add a little bit more paper to it. And you can use newspaper, old notebook, paper, your old math notes that you don't need anymore. I've got a shape that I like. Big piece of tape. And I hold it into that shape that I want. Like so. I'm going to take my tape, go across it, and again, you really don't need a lot of tape, it's just kind of enough to hold the shape together, because afterwards we're going to go in and do either plaster or paper mache. Traditional alubriques are made from paper mache. Alright, I'm doing that cross section one. I have my body shape. I'll probably do it this way because it's a little bit skinnier up here. I want to attach the head, so I'm just going to take some tape to do that. Sorry, let me see if I can turn. So here's my body, here's my head. I'm just adding tape to 2 of them to hold them together, and when I go back over with either plaster or paper mache, it will really bring it together. I attach it in the front, which is good, but I don't want his head to bend down like that, so I'm going to do a piece or 2 in the back to hold it up better. And I might use that piece to actually help me put this flap down. Alright, so I got my body shape done. Notice that you can still see paper, it's not covered in tape, but it's holding. So this would be my head and my body. Now I'm going to use wire for parts of it. If you're at home, you can use an old paper clip, you can use an old coat hanger, but be careful. It is sharp when you take it apart. I'm using just wire cutters and needle nose pliers. So I am going to attempt the feet, which are like little duck feet. Kind of like, well, I did duck feet, but I meant like the penguin shape. Little, I don't know what those are called. Are they like flippers? So I'm going to take my wire and I'm going to make a small triangle using the needle nose pliers. So there's my little triangle on the end. So that's going to be the foot, and then I'm going to come up. I'm bending it so that's foot so it can land on the ground. Then I'm going to come up here and cut. This is the hard part with the wire. Really got to have some muscles to cut it. Alright, so here's my little foot shape. And I'm going to bend a little bit on the top right here. So see, I have my foot, a little bend. I'm going to use that. Oh, actually, I'm going to tuck it in my paper a little bit. There we go. Now, I'm going to tape this on. I might actually take this bend out, because I think it will be more supportive if it goes up the side, especially because I want a short foot. So I'm going to do something like this. Hopefully you guys can see that. So I made the foot and I'm going to put it down. But before I put it down, I'm going to make a second foot so I can have the same length. So again, I'm just taking my wire and bending it into a triangle shape. And when I plaster, you won't have like the hole in the foot. And I'm bending that foot. And then I'm going to cut it about the same length if I can. Here's my second foot. I'm going to come in and tape it to the sides of my alebrije. And when I come in, I can plaster over these. If I want to make the legs beefier, like very muscular, I could wrap newspaper around the wire and then tape it. But because mine is not, you know, like a strong animal, I'm going to leave it just as the exposed wire, and I'm going to apply my paper mache or plaster directly to that. And like right now, he's not going to have a lot of sturdiness because obviously he's needs his plaster and all that, because that's going to have more strength to it. But now I have little feet that he kind of can stand up on. He's just a little top heavy up here. But you're going to create wire shapes for each additional part. And like, I'm going to make this shape with my claws, and I'm going to wrap newspaper around them to give that crab claw shape. But this is kind of how you're going to start your armature, using tape and paper. If you don't have like paper clips or an old hanger that you can use for wire, you can use foil. If you make like a little snake coil out of it, you can use foil as well and tape that on, and foil will hold it a little bit. And you can also wrap the whole thing in foil if you want to be fancy. It helps kind of make it sturdier and smoother. But this is going to be the start of our armatures. Here's a second one that you guys can see. I made little like lizard feet. I just bent the wire, and then I added the little tail part, but these are the only wire parts. The rest of my creature is all made from newspaper and tape. So this is what we're going to build on top of. Hopefully you guys have fun building these. I will see you later when we start paper macheing or plastering.